The Men in Black are one of the most perplexing mysteries we've ever come across. Cloaked in secrecy, they show up without warning, state their business, then vanish as quickly as they appeared. No one knows who the Men in Black are, where they come from, or who they represent. There's no real proof that they even exist. But hundreds of eyewitness accounts give us good cause to investigate this most unusual phenomenon.
When I was traveling extensively around the country, I used to carry a lot of photographs with me in my briefcase. Photographs of different kinds of objects, and also photographs of different ethnic groups, because I was running into Men in Black witnesses all over the country. And I would go through these photographs with them to ask them if they saw anyone that resembled the Man in Black that they had seen. There were photographs of Indians, there were photographs of the various Negroid races from Africa, there were photographs of Eskimos. There was a little mix of all kinds of ethnic groups. And there was one photograph that everybody jumped on. They would stop and say, that looks just like the guy that I saw. And believe it or not, it was a photograph of a Laplander from northern Sweden. Now they have a kind of oriental look to them. They're small in stature, and they have a distinctive look. And so I'm not saying that the Men in Black are all Laplanders, but they certainly look like them and seem to be related to them.
Well, basically, I'm sure most people who, when they think of the Men in Black, they naturally think of the Hollywood movies starring Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones. And the movies, they're interesting, fun-packed adventures, but a lot of people don't realize that the movies were based on a comic book series of the same name, which were inspired by real-life encounters with Men in Black style characters. Now, as I said, a lot of people just assume they're creations of Hollywood. One of the interesting things about the Men in Black is that they don't seem to have just one point of origin. There seems to be several possibilities for who the Men in Black might actually be. Now, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind at all that some Men in Black can be explained as people working for the government. There's no doubt about that, because we have some files which have surfaced through the Freedom of Information Act, both in the US and the UK, which do talk about how people have had strange visits. They talked about them in the past, and then years later, the official files have surfaced. So there's no doubt that there is a government angle, which is kind of similar to that portrayed in the Men in Black movies. Now, when it comes to the weirder Men in Black, however we define what the paranormal might be, I think they fall in this second category of Men in Black, fall into that particular area, the paranormal. But exactly what the paranormal is, that's the big question.
Right.
Does it mean they're supernatural? Do they come from another dimension, another time? I mean, it's difficult to say, but when you see the reports, when you speak to the witnesses, it's very, very clear that, they go far beyond, just the idea that they work for the FBI or the CIA or something along those lines. One of the ironic things is that the Men in Black seem to want to silence people, but their activities are so strange that they become memorable. It's almost like they achieve the aim of silencing the person, but the fact that they acted so strange, the person never forgets it. So in that respect, the silencing doesn't always work on a long-term basis, at least. I don't think the purpose of the Men in Black visiting people is just solely to silence them. I don't think it's as simplistic as, they're coming out of hell or whatever.
Sure.
But it still means, to me at least, I think that there's some sort of paranormal realm where the MIB seems to be coming from. One of the things about the Men in Black that a lot of people probably only think of when it's brought up, subconsciously, if these guys turn up in black suits, black ties, and they look stern, our immediate reaction is to think, you know, they're not the friendliest guys around and they're our enemy.
Yeah.
You know, they might actually be the good guys, but we just don't realize it or see it. Maybe, you know, they're just trying to, you know, work out what's going on and they're from some other realm. Maybe, you know, maybe they're like the human race, you know, we're neither good nor bad.